Letting number 8559, concrete and brick removal, replacement, and complete sidewalk installation. We have 2 bids. Gershenson Construction Company, Inc., GER SHENSON Construction Company, Inc., $742,682.50. 742,682.50. SBC Contracting, Inc., SBC Contracting, Inc., $796,599.50. 796,599.50. For letting number 8560, Marquette Park Fieldhouse renovations, we have 4 bids. Ben Hur Construction, BENHUR Construction, $1,214,196. 1214196.00. C. Rollo Contracting Company, Inc., C. RALLO Contracting Company, Inc., $885,630. 885630.00. Demian Construction Company, Inc., DEMIEN Construction Company, $989,500. 989,500.00. Rainier Construction, LLC, RAINEI Construction, LLC, $865,182. 865182.00. With the low bidder, please meet with Ms. Bean in the hallway. Thank you.
The meeting agenda, the conditional uses, and then we'll come back. The order of the meeting today, we're going to go ahead and call the roll, follow the regular business agenda, handle the conditional uses, and we will handle the hearing at the end of our agenda. Would you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Here.
Director Walterman.
Here.
Director Best.
Here.
Director Seedoff is excused. Director Rice Walker.
Here.
Director Gray.
Here.
And President Bradley.
Here. We have a quorum. We'll call the meeting to order.
From the President, preliminary approval for letting number 8554, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard pedestrian lighting from Arlington to Kings Highway. Preliminary approval for letting number 8556, O'Fallon Park football field lighting. Addendum number 1 to the plans and specs for letting number 8561, concrete and brick removal, replacement, and complete sidewalk installation. Project number SP95. Recommendation that permit for Anheuser-Busch to extend their permit to occupy and use municipal river terminal granted to them on June 24, 2014 for an additional 3 months. Recommends approval. From the President, Director of Streets, Parks, Recreation, and Forestry. Joint recommendation that permit for Great Rivers Greenway for Ruth Porter Park to remove inlaid tape crosswalk marking and implementation of pavement markings on all crossing and installation of trail crossing signage on street crossing. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the board declares as emergency action repair of the Chain of Rocks primary 5 kV circuit breaker. Recommendation that the board declares as emergency action repair of Chain of Rocks distributive UPC power circuit breaker. Recommends approval. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Union Electric Company doing business as Ameren UE to install pole and alley and transfer existing service, West Alley behind 4034 Pennsylvania, north of Gasconade. Union Electric Company doing business as Ameren, Missouri for excavation in Taylor, north of Metro right-of-way and southeast of Children's Place. Excavate approximately 42 linear feet of concrete encased duct bank with 3 feet cover, trenching with backhoe. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company doing business as AT&T Missouri, stored at existing AT&T manhole at the front of 4238 Geraldine, bore east on private property at 4238 Geraldine. Zayo Group, starting at existing Zayo manhole at 16th and Washington, bore north for 240 feet, and place 24-inch by 30-inch handhole. From this handhole, enter AT&T manhole holes and place 3 1.25-inch ducts to 1710 Dr. Martin Luther King. Total right-of-way is 1,741 feet. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company doing business as AT&T Missouri, stored at existing AT&T manhole at intersection of South Vandervender and Pampin, and at AT&T manhole at front of 3975 through 4029 Pampin, bore across Pampin to the south side of street, turning east, staying 3 feet front of edge, ending at 901 South Vandervender. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that permit for 14580 Missouri Bottom LLC to exercise their second 5-year option to extend their lease agreement for additional 5-year period. Recommends approval. And Continental Cement Company LLC to renew their lease agreement with the City of St. Louis for 595 linear feet of mooring privileges and 20,225 square feet of city-owned land on the unimproved wharf. City-owned land on the unimproved wharf. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that permit for Founders Parade to hold event to declare a festival zone October 25th, 2014 at 1475 Hampton, south of Hamilton to Page, west on Page to Skinker, north on Skinker to Martin Luther King, east on Martin Luther King to 1475 Hamilton. Now we have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. My name is Bob Lordy, and I'm zoning plan examiner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the building commissioner. Per board order number 766, transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval is recommended for 2 applications. That's 1917 Rutger and 1915 Hickory. Approval with conditions is recommended for 9 applications. That's 119 Bates, 4762 Alma, 2328 Virginia, 6727 South Broadway, 5141 Wilson, 4200 Shaw, 6301 Manchester, 4536 Dr. Martin Luther King, and 5600 South Grand. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted.
Are there any questions from the board on the conditional uses?
Motion to approve the recommendations of zoning administrator.
Second.
I see no questions. I have a motion to approve in a second. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Waterman.
Aye.
Director Best.
Aye.
Director Seedoff is excused. Director Rice Walker.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Approved. Before we go ahead and start with the hearing, we have a pretty crowded house today. I would ask if anyone has any electronic devices, phones, laptops, anything of that nature that could sound, please turn it off at this time or put it on silence. Thank you. Ready? Cherise, are you ready? Now call to order hearing number 8160, which is being conducted pursuant to Ordinance 61971 as codified by Chapter 11.72 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. The board has in its possession Exhibit EE, a photocopy of the public notice published in the City Journal on Tuesday, October 14, 2014, noticing the hearing being conducted in front of the Board of Public Service on Tuesday, October 21st, 2014 at 1:45 p.m. in room 208 of City Hall to consider the revocation of permit number 84777 New Life Evangelistic Center, and Exhibit FF, a photocopy of the public notice posted at 1411 Locust on October 8, 2014, noticing the hearing being conducted in front of the Board of Public Service on Tuesday, October the 21st, 2014 at 1:45 p.m. in room 208 of City Hall to consider the revocation of permit number 84777 New Life Evangelistic Center. Do either of the parties have any objection to the introduction of Exhibits EE and FF into evidence?
No objection.
Thank you. Then at this time, the board on its own motion will receive the following exhibits into evidence, EE and FF. I would like to ask the board to please notice the letter that I distributed prior to the beginning of the meeting. It is a letter from the office of the mayor of the city of St. Louis. I will read the letter to you. Dear Mr. Bradley, I understand the board has heard all the evidence, but not yet reached a decision on a petition from downtown residents to revoke New Life Evangelistic Center's hotel license. Although I have not been a participant in the board's hearing process, I know that once all the evidence and complaints have been aired, it's sometimes easier for adverse parties to understand the other's concerns and negotiate a compromise. It is certainly better for everyone if a mutually agreeable resolution can be reached. In that spirit, I request that the board postpone today's scheduled deliberations in the New Life Evangelistic Center proceedings so that efforts to resolve the dispute can be exhausted before the board issues a decision. My hope is that the parties can come to a consensus that will protect the interests of the downtown property owners and the residents while maintaining and improving services for the homeless. Thank you in advance for your consideration. Jeff Rainford, Chief of Staff. At this time, I would like to ask for a motion from the board to continue hearing number 8160.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to continue hearing 8160 until a date that is agreeable by both parties. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Walterman.
Aye.
Director Best.
Aye.
Director Seedoff is excused. Director Rice Walker.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Abstain.
And President Bradley.
Aye. The hearing is continued. I'd like to have a motion to accept the agenda, please.
Second. Previous roll.
The motion and second. I have a call for the use of previous roll. Is there any objection to the use of previous roll? Seeing none. Approved. Motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.